Yeah, hello everyone. It is Devabrata. I will not waste time by introducing myself. To know me better, it would be good if you visit my blog, and all the links will be available in the detail section of this video. But before going into the topic, I want to say one thing. Like, I was a slow learner. I started late learning computers, so it was around my graduation days in my college. I started to learn computer, but in first 2 years, believe me, I was not able to solve any single program. Okay, I was a bit scared of. I was hearing all the terms like for loop, if, object, Java kind of thing, and from my friends, and I was really scared of. So I solved the first programming in third year of my graduation days. So after that, it was much clear to me. So suggestion from me to you will be to practice everything by your hand and try hard. It is not impossible. Okay. So I will just say time is precious. Do not waste time. Okay. So anyway, today our topic is for loop. Okay, and I have segregated for loop in three major chapters, like for loop series, for loop pattern, and for loop application. So all the star kind of things I put them inside for loop patterns in the next video. And in for loop application, you will find the problems like, okay, enter a number and find if it is prime or not, kind of those. Okay, so but this is the fundamental chapter of for loop. I want to say one thing: if you are good at for loop, then you are good at programming. So if you are not good at for loop, you cannot be good at programming, because everything, all the logics are involving for loop. Okay, so you have to be careful on this chapter, then rest of the chapters will be easier. So you do not means we do not require any prior knowledge to for loop. You can start it fresh, but if you have a knowledge of if and basic printing statements or basic calculation, that would be good, but we do not need any knowledge on for loop. So if you have, just forget them. Okay, and one major thing I am repeating: you have to practice all the problems of this video in your computer. Okay, I might be a little quicker or a bit slower during the video, so I will suggest you to pause the video. If needed, go back and try all the codes in your own computer. Okay, and after the video, I will provide you one exercise, and I will suggest to do that exercise. And if you face any problem, you can reach out to me. I will share all the links to reach out to me. Okay, so okay, without wasting time, quickly starting the for loop. Okay, so if you do not have the compiler, you can go to Google. Okay, if you have compiler, it is good, Java compiler. But if you do not have, you can write online compiler Java. Okay, and it will give multiple compiler like this. You can choose anyone. Okay, I have chosen the online GDB one. Okay, so you can write your code here and you can run. Okay, fine. So and okay, and if you have your own compiler, it is good. So I will show all the programs in here in the online compiler. Okay, so how to print 10 natural numbers? So if you do not know, if you are fresh in for loop, obviously, uh, so without using for loop, how you can print 10 natural numbers? So what are the natural numbers? It is 1 2 3 4 6 7 8 9 10, like that. So I will follow one way. um, what I will do, if we do not know for loop. So it is like 1 2 3 4 kind of that. So and run the program. Look, it is printing 1 2 3 4 kind of that. But it should not be the way, because suppose if anyone asks to print 1,000 numbers, so will it be good to print all the numbers by your hand, to type all the numbers? No. So the shortcut is to solve this kind of problem. So I have to write a for loop. So what is the syntax of for loop? It is for, okay, let me introduce a variable like int I. Okay, so it will be like I, the variable will be starting from 1, and the ending means the variable should be lesser than equals to 10. and every time I will do I equals to I plus 1, and I have to put everything inside the body of for loop. What do you mean by the body of for loop? The highlighted part you can see in my screen is a body of the for loop. Okay, so what do you mean by body? It is the section, means this part of the program will be repeated. Okay, so suppose if I write I here, means we are trying to print the value of I. Okay, so let me run it quickly. Look, it is giving 1 to 10. Just we need to scroll up. Yeah, it is giving 1 to 10. Okay, so what do you mean by the for loop? What is the syntax? Okay, let's understand the syntax first. So the we have two semicolons here. We have two semicolons. Okay, be careful. We have two semicolons. So I equals to 1 means, I equals to 1 means the value of I is starting from 1. The first value of I is 1. I less than 10 means every time I have to check I is less than equals to 10 or not. If it is satisfying the condition, means I is lesser than equals to 10, then only the control can go into the for loop body, means it will print the value of I. Whenever I cross 10, then this part will not be executed. Okay, so I equals to 1, I 10, and how I will be changing? I equals to I plus 1. Every time I will be incremented by 1. Okay, so it is not mandatory that you have to print the value of I always. You can write anything like I, or I can write my name, Devabrata. Okay, so it will be printed 10 times because this for loop will iterate 10 times. Look, my name has been printed 10 times. You can give multiple lines inside. You can write hi as well. Okay, let me run it. So Devabrata and hi, Devabrata and hi, all of those what will be done. So it will be 10 times always. Okay, 10 times, 10 lines. Okay, so this is the condition. So again I'm repeating, because this is the syntax at all. We do not need to learn anything else. So let's understand it correctly. So I equals to 1 means the first value of I will be 1. So it has no other role after that. It will just introduce the first value. So you can write it outside the for loop as well. I equals to 1 kind of thing. And you can leave this space blank. Okay. And after that, every time it will check I lesser than equals to 10, I lesser than equals to 10, kind of that. And after each turn, I will be incremented at 1, incremented by 1. Okay. So I can write the step at last. So it is the structure like this. You can write a for loop like this as well. Okay. Let me delete everything. And I will try to print the value of I, then it will be easier to understand. Okay, just means understand this syntax correctly, what we are doing, then it will be easier. The chapter will be easier for you. Look, the same thing are printed. Means, what do you mean that? I equals to 1, this should be the starting value. You can place it outside the for loop or at the start of the for loop. It means the starting value of I is 1. So um, I equals to I plus 1 means after all the printing statements or all the activity inside for loop body, the I will be incremented by 1. So why it is important? Because if I do not write the I equals to I plus 1, it will be an infinite loop. Means the starting value of I will be 1. It will check 1 less than equals to 10. True, it will print the value of I, and after that it will again goes to I less than equals to 10. Yes, because the value of I will remain as 1. So if we do not give the increment statement, after that again 1 lesser than 10, yes, print the value. After that again 1 lesser than 10, and it will go on. So I'm going to show you the code, but I do not know will it be hanged or not. Okay, let me take a copy. Okay, run the program. It will be an infinite loop. Okay, so it is running and running and running and running. Look, it is already okay, it is hanged, I guess. Let me stop it. No, I cannot stop. Okay, give me a minute. I give me a minute to stop this. Okay, so hello again. So I have restarted my machine, my browser, and it was hanged actually. So actually, I will suggest you to be careful while giving the condition. Okay, so every time I should use I equals to I plus 1 or any incremented value. Otherwise, it will be a infinite loop. It will happen if you give the wrong condition as well. Suppose you are giving uh, I greater than equals to 1. So every time the starting value of I will be 1, and every time it will check, okay, my value is greater than equals to 1. Answer is yes, and it will print the value of I. After that, I become 2, and the next time it will be asking 2 is greater than equals to 1. Answer is yes, and it will again print 2. After that again, it will be like I will be 3, and it will check 3 is greater than equals to 1. Answer is yes, and it will go inside the for loop. So it will be for infinite time. So please be remember, when you are going up, you have to give a condition like lesser than something. It might be 30, it might be 15, it might be anything. And when you will be going down, it should be greater than of something. Okay, like that. Okay, let me run it quickly. Let's see if it is running or not, because I have restarted my browser. Okay, yeah, it is giving the result correctly. Okay, fine. So if you are able to understand this for loop logic, now you will be able to answer one thing. Suppose if I write some statement after the for loop. So after the for loop, like uh, at last, or after the for loop, I is, means the value of I will be. Okay. Okay, let me scroll right. Okay, so it will be like that. So after the loop, I is the value of I. So what will be the value of I after this loop? Because in the loop, we can see the values get printed 1 to 15. So if I write any statement after the for loop, what it should print? Just think. It should be 16. Why? Because every time I will come, I will be starting from 1. 1 is lesser than 15. Yes. And it will print 1. After that, it will be incremented to 2. Again, 2 is lesser than 15. Answer is yes. And it will print 2. And after printing 2, at the last of the for loop, it will be incremented to 3. After that, 3 is less than equals to 15. Yes, it will print 3 and incremented to 4, kind of that. So okay, going to the last part of the for loop, means last part of the sequence, when the value of I is 14. Okay, let's debug once again. 14 is less than equals to 15. Yes, and it will print 14. Okay, and after printing 14, I will be incremented by 1. So it will become 15. So at that time, it will again check 15 is lesser than equals to 15. Answer is yes. And it will print 15 here. Okay, and after printing 15, I will be incremented as 16. Okay, and at last, after that, it will check 16 is less than equals to 15. Answer is no. At that part, the condition will be false. 16 less than equals to 15. Answer is false. So the for loop will be stopped. Okay, and it will come to the next line after the for loop, and it will check the value after the loop I is, it will print 16. Let's have a look. Look, after the for loop, it is printing 16. Okay, so I think it is clear. If not, you can pause my video and go back. Okay, but please remember, this I equals to I plus 1 is the last part of the body. You can place it here or here as well. So the meaning of the for loop is, this part is the starting value and this part is the condition. Until you are satisfying the condition, the for loop will keep iterate. So if you write a wrong condition, it might go into the infinite loop. Even if you write a wrong condition like I less than equals to 1, I will be starting from 1 and I will be lesser than 1, then it will not run at all. Because I is starting from 1, I is less in the condition it is checking I is lesser than equals to 1. It is saying no, false. I is not lesser than 1. So the for loop will not be iterated. Okay. You can see only the lines after the for loop. Okay. So I think it is clear, or you can go to, you can revise this video, okay, and do it by yourself. I will prefer that. Okay, so let's check what else is there. So okay, so benefit of for loop is to do repetitive work, and because there is no meaning to write the same line multiple times. And the second is solution for more complex work. So we will check how to solve more complex work. So it's all about the for loop syntax, because we have already learned for loop syntax. We will not learn anything else. So that is all. Okay, now we will try to solve more complex logics using this syntax. Okay, so the logic is everything. You might be solving your program using Python, using Java, using C++, in any language, but the most important thing is to solve the logic. Okay. Okay, so let's check what else is there. It is asking me to print all the natural numbers till 100. Okay, let's see how we can do that. So it is very easy. I lesser than equals to 100 and I equals to I plus 1. Okay, let me delete this line. I do not require that. And even if the last line, I do not require this line. Okay, so I think it will print the value of I. 1 to 100. Let me check. Yeah, it is printing 1 to 100. Okay. Okay. And you let me do one thing. Let me remove this print ln to avoid the new line. Okay. Let me check now. It is taking some time. Okay. Look, it is successfully printing all 100 numbers. Okay. Simple. 1 and the value of I should be lesser than equals to 100. And every time I need to increment by I. By 1. Okay, so it will be more clear when we'll solve more problems. Okay, it is asking me to print all the even numbers till 50. Okay, so all the even numbers. So the starting value of I should be 2. Okay, and the ending value should be 50 and even numbers. So I need to increment the value of I by 2 every time. Means 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 2 6, kind of that. Okay. So let me check the result. Yeah, it is giving the correct result. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. So after that, it is asking me to print all the odd numbers till n. Okay, so n will be given by the user. So what will I do? I will take an input from the user. So how to take the input? I think you all know that better. Import java.util.star. Those are the mandatory lines you need to write. If you do not know, I will suggest you to visit my previous videos, okay, regarding the starting programming for the basic calculation. Okay, let me give a prompt like enter the limit. It will be given by the user and I will take the value inside n. Okay, it is a simple input lines. Okay, that's all. And after that, it is asking to print all odd numbers. Okay, so I will start the series from 1 and it will iterate till n and I equals to I plus 2 normal, because 1 plus 2 3, 3 plus 2 5. In that manner, I will get all the odd numbers. So let me give 20 only. So it should print 1 to 19 all the odd numbers. Let me check. Yeah, it is giving the correct result. Let me run it once again and I will give say 30. And it should print 1 to 35. So it should print 1 to 35, all the odd numbers. Yeah, it is giving the correct result. Okay. So let me go beyond. It is asking for all even numbers till 50 in reverse order. Okay. So I do not require these lines. Let me delete the same. Okay. So it is asking 50 to 2. Okay. So now in reverse order. So the starting value of I will be 50 and it should be greater than equals to 2. Okay, because we are decreasing, we are going downwards, so I have to give a condition like greater than equals to 2. Okay, so I hope you are able to understand. If you are able to understand, it is very good. I must appreciate you. Okay, because it is a tough logic, and for loop is the most important part in your programming journey. So yeah, it is good if you are able to understand. Okay, so let me run it quickly. It is giving, yeah, all the even numbers in reverse order. Okay, fine. So that is the functionality of for loop. Now we will try to solve more complex logic, because my purpose is to build your logic. Okay, so that you can write your own programming without taking the help from mine. Okay, so today we will going to learn 7 different topics for this for loop. So first topic is printing in numbers. Okay, let's start with this series. The first series is 7, 11, 15, 19 till 50. I think you are able to, means you know how to print this series. Okay, so it will be starting from 7 as mentioned in the problem, and it will be till 50, and every time it is increasing by 4. Look, 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 plus 4 is 15. So this code will give me the desired result. Okay, look, 7, 11, 15, 19 kind of. So we know this part. Now it is asking us to print n terms. N terms means suppose 7, 11, 15, 19 till 10 terms. So we do not need to calculate what is the 10th term. Suppose if it is asking to print 30 terms, so there is no meaning to calculate 30 terms. I know some of you are good at mathematics. They will like to calculate the 10th term first, but I am a lazy person. I do not like to do more mathematics. Okay, so I will prefer computer to calculate that for me. Okay, I will teach computer how to calculate, and computer will do all the calculation. I'm not going to do any mathematical calculation. So 10 terms. So what I will do, I will introduce a new variable, say a. Okay, so a will iterate 10 times. Okay, a is I, a will be iterating 10 times. I am writing a loop of a equals to a plus 1. So this loop, concentrate on the loop part. So it will iterate 10 times for sure. A equals to 1, a less than equals to 2, a equals to a plus 1. So it is not mandatory that you have to write the value of a here, because at the starting of program I have printed my name Devabrata 10 times. So it is not mandatory you have to write the value you have used in the for loop header. It is not mandatory, so you can give anything. So I will do a trick. I will put the value of I here. The loop belongs to a, but I will print the value of I. So the starting value of I will be 7, and a will help me to iterate this loop 10 times, and every time I will print the value of I, and I will increment the value of I by 4. Okay, so the starting value of I is 7, and I will print the value of I every time 7. After that, incrementing the value of I means it is becoming 11. After that, again 11 is getting printed, and 11 plus 4 I will be 15, kind of that. But the loop is controlled by a, and a is iterating this loop for 10 times only. Okay, because we have given a condition like that. Okay, so let's see if it is printing 10 term correctly or not. Yeah, so the 10th term is ending at 43. Look, so yeah, suppose if we ask to print 20 terms, it will, I do not need to calculate at all. It is ending at 83. So yeah, easy one. Okay, I hope you are able to understand. If not, you can go back and check this and type in your compiler and execute the program. I think it will be clear then. So the next one, 3, 9, 27, 81, more complex series. So how to get this term? So look carefully. 3 into 3, 9. 9 into 3, 27. 27 into 3, 81. You do not need to do the mathematics. Just understand what is there and tell computer to do the same. Okay, it is asking for n terms once again. So to n terms, to accommodate n terms, I have to write this line. I have already copied those lines because I am not going to type again and again, as I am a lazy person. You all know. So okay, so A will be iterating from 1 to n, and the series will be starting from the value of I is 3, and every time I am going slow. Every time I will be I into 3. Is it clear? The first value of I is 3, and every time it is going to be incremented by into 3, means 3 into 3 9, 9 into 3 27, kind of that. Rest of the part is being handled by like previous. Okay, let me run this quickly. It will be asking for a limit. Let me give, I need 8. Okay, I have given a wrong statement. It should not be enter the limit, it should be enter the number of terms. Okay, let me give 8. I need 8 terms. So look, it is giving, it is printing 8 terms. So it should be and not enter the limit, it should be enter the terms or number of terms. Number of terms. It should be like that. Okay, so we are done with our topic 1. So we have to cover 7 topics. So topic 2, combination of positive and negative numbers. So 7 minus 11, 15 minus 19 dot 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 10 terms. So what to do in scenario like this? So I will suggest you to print the series first without thinking of the plus minus sign. Okay, so let me delete this part of line. Okay, so it will be like let me print the series first. It is 10 terms. Okay, so I will be 7, and I will print I here, and A will be iterating till 10, and I will be plus 4 every time. I think you all know this one. So let me print the series first till 10 terms. Yeah, it is printing the series as mentioned in the problem. Now we will think how to accommodate those plus and minus signs. So look carefully in the problem. All the numbers in the even position is marked as minus. So the second number marked as minus 11. The fourth one marked negative. So, and again, the sixth one should be the negative. So all the even numbers, even position numbers are giving negative sign. So what I will do, I will check the value of A, because value of A in this loop is A1 first, after that 2, after that 3 till 10. The value of A is iterating from 1 to 10. Okay. So what I will do, if A equals to A percentage 2 equals to 0, then I will print. I think you all know how to work with if. So minus I will print whenever A is even. Else, if A is not even, I will print. Okay, let me print it a positive number. Okay, I hope you are able to get this idea. Just let me write it first. Okay, let me run it. Let me execute the same. Okay, what is the wrong with it? Okay, I forgot to give. Okay, there is one extra bracket. Okay, it is good to do some mistakes. Okay, so it is whenever the value of A is even, it is minus I. Whenever the value of A is odd, it will print the positive number. Look. Yeah, okay. So I forget to give ln. I have to remove this ln part. Now let me run once again. Yeah, 7 minus 11, 15 minus 19, 23 kind of. Okay. So again, let me repeat it because this is a new way or new approach. So whenever the value of A is positive, I will print minus I. Whenever the value of A is negative, sorry, the value of A is even, I will print negative. And whenever the value of A is odd, I will print the positive value of I. Okay, I hope it is clear now. Okay, so now I will try to print a series till 50. Okay, So till 50. So again, I will suggest to print the series first. So if it is asking for till 50, I do not require A. So what I will do, I will start from 7, I less than equals to 50, and I equals to I plus 4. Okay, let me delete all these lines. I know I have to write it again, but yeah, for the time being, let me delete everything. Okay, system dot out dot println, it is I. Okay, print I plus. I do not require A. Why I do not require A? Because it is till 50. Okay, so let me delete A from here as well and run this series first without thinking much on the positive and negative part. Look, it is giving the correct series. So now we have to accommodate plus and minus. So each second term is giving me minus value. Okay, so what I need to do, I need to introduce A again, because there is no other way to find which is the even position and which is the odd position. So I have to introduce A again, and every time A will be incremented. Okay, so now I will check again. I have to write the lines once again. It is A. Whenever A is even, it is giving the minus value. Okay, let me give the minus. Okay, and whenever A is odd, it is giving the positive value. Okay, fine. Let me give a semicolon. Yeah. So check this. Okay, again, I have done one small mistake. I have given ln. So I do not need to give that ln because I need it to be printed in the same line. Okay, look, it is giving the correct result till 50. Okay, so first concentrate on the series, not into the signs. Okay, so I can do one small adjustment here. I can give the value of A here, A equals to 1, comma. You can give it at the starting of the for loop or before the for loop, anywhere, because we have already checked. We can give this I equals to 7 at the start of the for loop or even before starting the for loop. Even A equals to A plus 1, I can place this A equals to A plus 1 inside the for loop. Okay, because if I place it here, why A equals to A plus 1, it also means like these two lines will be executed at the last of this loop. Okay, you can give it here, but please remember, you have to separate this part using comma, because there should be only two semicolons, but you can give multiple statements separated out by a comma. Okay, you can place A equals to 1 at the starting of this for loop or before the for loop, anywhere. And same, A equals to A plus 1 at the end of the loop or at the last of the for loop body. Okay, anywhere. Okay, so let me quickly go to the next problem. What is there? Okay, so it is trying to print 7, 11, minus 15, 19, 23, 27. Okay, so I can do one thing. So whenever, okay, it is asking for 10 terms. So the condition will be A less than equals to 10, because the condition will no more on the I. It will be on A. Okay, because 10 terms. I think you all know that now. Okay, so A percentage 3, whenever all the terms, means whenever we are in the third term, we are in the sixth term, we are in the ninth term, the value will be negative. So whenever the value of A is divided by 3, means 3 divided by 3, or 6 is divisible by 3, or 9 is divisible by 3, at that time I will print the minus value of I, else I will print the plus value of I. Okay, so let me run it quickly. Okay, yeah, look, it is giving each third value as negative. Okay, so that is the way to do it. We have another way. I can tell you, like using P. There is another way. So I can give p equals to 1, or you can place it p equals to n in here as well. So let me give it at the top p equals to 1. So I can print system dot out dot println I into p, and every time the value of p will be changed by -1. Means the first value of I will be 3 into 1, means it will be, sorry, 7 into 1. So it will be printed like 7. After that, the value of P will be -1. So the next term, 11, will be multiplied by -1. So it will be -11. After that, the value of P will be -1 into -1, means +1 again. So P will control the sign of I. Okay. So in that manner, we do not require to give if and else statement. Okay. Let me run it quickly. But it should work only for question number 1 and 2. It will not work for question number 3, because question number 3 is not repetitive. Because in first value is positive in question number 3, second value is positive, third value is negative. This approach will not work in this scenario. It will only work when we are having a repetitive sign. One value is positive, next value is negative, again next value is positive, and next one is positive, like that. Okay, so it is pretty mathematical. If you are not able to get it, just skip it. Even I do not prefer this one. Okay, and it will not work for all the problems. Okay, if and else will work for all the sign related problem, but it will not work. So I will prefer to skip it. And if you are able to understand, then it is very good. Believe me, it is very good. Okay, so let me go to the topic 3. In topic 3, we need to print a series like 5, 6, 8, 11, 15 dot 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 10 terms. Okay, so look here first. Look here how the series is being changed. Look, 5 to 6, the difference is 1. 6 to 8, the difference is 2. 8 to 11, the difference is 3. 11 to 15, the difference is 4. Means the difference itself is getting incremented. Okay, so what should I do? A equals to 1, that is fine. Let me delete all the previous lines. Okay, so I will be, the starting value of I will be 5. Okay, if you have any problem here, so I can place it outside the for loop. I equals to 5. Okay, it is same actually. Okay, let me delete this part from here. Okay, so I equals to I plus I. Okay, I will be starting from 5. But how the value of I will be changed? I cannot write a 1 here, because at first 5 plus 1 is 6, but in the next term it is like I plus 2, means 6 plus 2 is 8. After that it is like I plus 3, means 8 plus 1, 8 plus 3 is 11. So I cannot write any specific value here like the earlier problems. So rather, giving one constant value, I will prefer to give a variable. So say the variable is d. Okay, so let me introduce one new variable d here. Okay, and the starting value of d will be 1, and after I equals to I plus d, d itself will be incremented by 1. Means the first time d is giving value 1, so that the value of I is getting incremented by 1, and 5 is getting changed to 6. After that, immediately after that, d will be changed to 2. Okay, so next time 6 plus 2 equals to 8. So the value of d is now 2. So after this line, immediately after this line, d will be changed to 3, and kind of that. Okay, so let me print the value of I here, not I into p. So look, yeah, it is giving the correct result. 5, 6, 8, 11, 15, 20, dot, dot, dot. Okay, I think you are able to get it. So the next series is 1, 4, 9, 16, 10 terms. So the starting value is 1. Now the value of I is 1. Okay, and the difference is 1 to 4, means difference is 3. So let me put that 3. And after that, 4 to 9, difference is 5. 9 to 16, difference is 7. So at first difference is 3. After that difference is 5. After that difference is 7. 3, 5, 7. So difference is getting increased by 2 every time. Let me run it. That's all. It is very simple. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, kind of that. Okay. Okay, so I hope you are able to understand. If you not, again, I will prefer to take a break, to pause the video, take a break and come again and do it by your hand in your computer. Okay, in your Java compiler. Then it will be good for you. Okay. So we can solve this program in another way. Let me show you quickly that way. I do not need this I and nothing I would require. Rather, I will A itself is enough. So I will just print A into A. Means the value of A is 1, 2. Okay. If I print A, so what it would print? It would print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10 kind of. So now rather printing that, I will print A into A. Means 1 into 1, 1, 2 into 2, 4, 3 into 3, 9. So you can follow any logic. So any logic that comes first into your mind. Okay. So go for that. Okay, go for that. If this logic comes into your mind first, go for this. Okay, and if it is like incremented difference, then go for that. Okay, so no barrier, just you have to follow your own logic. Okay, so let's move to topic 4. It is a special series like 2 to 2 2 to 2 kind of that till n terms. So n terms, I need to bring those lines back, enter the number of terms. Okay, let me copy this one. It will be useful. Okay, so the I have to introduce again, and A will be iterating till n now. Okay, and I'm going to print I here. So what will be the value of I? At first, let me look. It is 2. Okay, and after that 22. So how we are getting this 22? It is pretty mathematical, but I will not do the calculation. I'm just I'm trying to understand how it is getting changed. So 2 to 22 means 2 into 10 plus 2. 2 into 10 plus 2 means 22. Again, 22 into 10 plus 2 means 2, 2, 2. Okay, so let me do in that way, and computer will calculate the rest of the terms. So I will be starting from 2, and I equals to I into 10 plus 2. Okay, let me have a look if it is giving the correct result or not. Okay, number of terms, let me give 5. I need only 5 terms. Okay, look, it is giving the correct result. 2, 2, 2, 2 to 2, and computer is calculating the rest of the part. Okay, good. Good enough. So let's move to topic 5. It is very quick. We do not have much more problems. Okay, so Fibonacci series. This is very, very important for your exam, for your interview questions, and this is a hot favorite question. Okay, for the academic syllabus or academic. Okay. Anyway, so Fibonacci series. So how these terms are getting printed? Look, 0 and 1, the first two terms. Third term is the sum of the previous two terms. Means 0 and 1 is giving. Okay, just give me 1 second. Let me do something for you. So 0 and 1, it is giving the sum as 1. Okay, so after that 1 and 1 giving 2. Okay, so after that 1 and 2 sum is 3, kind of that. Okay, I think it is clear, the series. So what will be there after 5 and 8? It will be 13, right? 5 plus 13. So what will be after that? 8 plus 13. It is I am very weak in mathematics. It should be 21. Okay, so kind of that. So I'm not going to calculate anyhow. It will be calculated by computer itself. Okay, so let's go into our compiler. Okay, so it will be 0 and 1. So the starting value, I do not require the n anymore. So let me delete that. What happened to my compiler? Yeah. So I do not need I anymore. So x, I need x, the value of x is 0, a new variable. The value of y is 1, means the starting values. Okay. Let me introduce x and y here. So what I will do inside the for loop, because I need to print 10 terms. Immediately after getting into the for loop, I will print the value of x, means 0 will be printed. 0 will be printed. So after that, once we already printed the value of 0, x will take the value of y. Okay, before that, I will calculate the sum of x and y to get the next term, as I have already shown you. And after that, x will take the value of y and y will take the value of sum. Is it clear or not? Let me explain once more. So x is 0 at first and y is 1 at first. The sum will be, after the first round, sum will be 1. And what happened next? X will take the value of y, means x will be 1, and y will take the value of sum, means it will be 1. Right? So x will take the value of y and y will be taking the value of sum. So let me give another example, like x is say 5 and y is 8. In my problem, 5 and 8, x is 5 and y is 8. So what will happen in that situation? I will calculate sum. Sum will be x plus y, that means 13. So after that, x will take the value of y. Let me put it here, and y will take the value of sum. Okay, kind of that. And next time 8 will be printed and so on. And sum will be 13 plus 8, 21. And again, x will take the value of y and y will take the value of sum. Okay, and it will be repetitive. Okay, so let me check if it is giving the correct result or not. 0, 1, 1, yeah, 13, then 21, then 34. Yeah, good. So this is Fibonacci series. If you are, I will suggest to do it in your own compiler. Then it will be more clear to you. Okay. So we are already in topic 6 now. So it is compound series, 5 plus 6, 7 plus 7. I need to print those terms till 10 terms. Okay. 5 plus 6. So the value of x will be 5. The value of y will be 6. And if you look carefully, the first part of the value means 5, 7, 9, it is getting incremented by 2 every time. So what I will do, x will be x plus 2 and y will be 6, 7, 8, means y is getting incremented by 1 every time. So now I need to print this carefully. I need to print it by giving a space, or no, giving a plus in between them, and plus y. Okay, and I need to print it 10 terms. Okay, so look, 5 plus 6, 7 plus 7, 9 plus 8, two independent series are getting printed. I need to print the series of x and simultaneously I need to print the series of y. Okay, good enough. Last problem of topic 6, it is 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 4. That means 1 by 1. First term is 1 by 1, that is 1. Second term is 1 by 2, means if you check, only denominator part is getting changed. Okay, so I do not require y here. X will be 1. And just look, the syntax of for loop is similar, okay, as topic 1. But we are trying to implement different logic. Okay, so you have to learn how to break those logic. Okay. Okay. So okay, my office people are pinging me. Okay, for some help, I guess. Anyway, so okay, let me do it. A equals to 1 to 10, and I need to print 1 by something. Okay, so I do not require y anymore. Let me delete that, and it will be 1 by and plus x. Okay, and every time x will be 1, 2, 4. Okay, means x is getting incremented by 2. Okay, so check this out. Yeah, it is giving the correct result. 1 by 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 8 kind of. Okay, fine. Very good. So we are in the last topic now. Topic 7. So whatever we have done till now, all the topics. So we basically print the series 7, 11, 15, 19 kind of those. But okay, just one thing. Was it okay? It was till 10 terms. Okay, good. So till now we have printed the numbers only. But now if anyone asks to give me the sum of the series, so what should I do? Sum of the series. So what is the result if we calculate a sum 7 plus 11 plus 15 plus 19 dot 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 till 50? So what will happen in that case? So first again I will request you or I will suggest you to print the series first. So let me print the series first. Let me delete everything else. It is I only I require. I do not require A even. So I will be starting from 7. I is lesser than equals to 50. And every time I will be I plus 4. Okay. So, okay, sorry. Yeah. So I will print the value of I only. Okay. I think it is correct. Okay. 50. Sorry. Yeah. So first print the series. So I am going to print the series first. Yeah, it is giving the correct series. Okay, now to print the sum, there is 3 small steps. First step is to introduce a variable like sum, and it will be introduced to 0. That is the first step. Second step is sum equals to whatever you are printing. Okay, second step is whatever you are printing. Okay, just put that inside sum. Do not print anything, just put that value. We are printing I here, so I will throw the value of I into sum. I will put the value of I inside sum. Okay, what I will do. And third step is I will print the value of sum. The sum is plus sum, or the result is sum. Anyway, the result is sum. Okay, so what I am doing first we need to, please be remember, first we need to print the series we are looking for. First blindly we need to print the series. If the printing series is correct, then we need to introduce 3 steps. So what is the first step? Okay, just give me, my mouse is not working correctly. So this is the first step. This is the step 1, means you have to introduce sum equals to 0. This is the step 2. Whatever you are printing, just write sum equals to sum plus I. If you are printing I by 2, then you need to write sum equals to sum plus I by 2. Whatever you are printing, just put it inside sum. And after the for loop, just print the value of sum. That's all. So those 3 steps you need to do. Okay, those 3 steps you need to do. Just please be remember that. Okay, and let me run it quickly. I do not know what should be the sum. You can validate the same using your calculator. So this should be the result. Okay. Okay, so good one. Next, what we have next? Next we have, okay, printing the sum of the series till 10 terms. Again, what I will do, I will print the series first. I will introduce A equals to 1, comma. I think you all know how to print 10 terms. Okay, so I will print. Okay, let me write it for you once again. System.out.println I. Okay, and let me comment it out. Okay, and I do not need the sum as well. Okay, so println I, and I will print it for 10 terms. Okay, let me check if it is giving the correct result or not. If it is giving the correct result, okay, what it is? Okay, I have not introduced it. Okay, it is good to do some mistakes. Okay, it is, yeah, it is giving me the correct result in till 10 terms. Okay, till 10 terms. So what is the steps I need to perform now? Introduce, first step is introduce a variable sum equals to 0, right? Second step, whatever you are printing, do not print. Do not print. You are printing, we are trying to print I, so do not print it. Just put sum equals to sum plus I here. Okay, and and what is the third step? Just print the sum. Okay, let me run it. I do not know what should be the sum. You can validate it using your calculator. So it is 250. Okay. So what next? It is asking for the sum of the series 7, 11, minus 15, 19, 23. So I'm directly writing the series first. I'm trying to print the series. So if a percentage 3 equals to 0, then system.out.println, it will be minus I, yeah, minus I, and else it will be plus I. Okay, please do not remember the logic. Okay, I am every time I am doing it fresh, so that I like computer subject very much. That means I do not need to keep anything in my mind. Whenever I see the problem, I try to solve it. So it is not like physics and chemistry. You have to put all the rules in your memory. It is not like that. Okay. So anyway, so I think it will print the series successfully. Let me comment this line. I do not need this line as of now. So I will try to print the series 7, 11, minus 15. Yeah, it is giving the values correctly. 7, 11, minus 15, 19, 23. So now how to print the sum? Again, 3 step. Int sum equals to 0, the first step. Second step is whatever you are printing, do not print, just put it inside sum. Sum equals to sum plus. Okay. Again, if we are printing something here, just put it inside the sum. Okay, done. And after the for loop, I will print the third step is to print the sum. Okay, let me check. I do not know what should be there. Okay, it is 88. Okay, good. So now what else is there? 1, 4, 9, 16, 10 terms. Okay, so I will let me quickly write the logic to print 1, 4, 9, 16. So to print that, I do not require I, and I do not require I, because I have already shown you there is a shortcut to print it. What is that? System.out.println A into A, right? Let me print the same first and let me comment this line. I do not require that to print the series. So first, my focus is to print the series. Yeah, it is printing the series correctly. Now what I will do, first step is int sum equals to 0. Second step is whatever you are printing, I am printing A into A. So I will put that thing into sum. Okay, and system.out.println, and I will print the sum. So that is the third step. So please just blindly follow this step and it will give the result. Okay, good. And 2, 2, 2, 2, we have already done this problem. I should have taken a backup, so I do not need to print it again and again. So anyway, I can do it for you. Okay, it is n terms now, n terms. So for n terms, okay, I have to write those code once again. Use scanner. So everything else is same. We just need to put that 3 step. Okay. Okay, let me type it quickly for you. Enter the number of terms. Perfect. Int n equals to sc dot next int. Okay, so yeah, so it will be a1 to n for sure, and the value of I will be starting from 2. We have already done this, and n will be, sorry, I will be I into 10 plus 2. Perfect, I guess. Okay, let me run it first. If it works, then only we will go into the sum part. Print ln I. I will print I. Okay. I hope it is correct. Let me run it quickly. Okay. It should give the correct result. Enter the number of terms. Give me 6. Let me give it. Yeah, it is giving the correct. Then I am sure it will print the sum correctly. Sum equals to 0 and sum, I will print the line of sum, and inside what is the step 2? Sum equals to sum plus. So it will give the correct result. So let me give a small value. I need only 3 terms. So 2 plus 22 plus 2 to 2 is somewhere around 246. Yeah, it is correct. Now it is giving the correct result. Okay, we do not need to validate it using calculator. Okay, so what is the last one? 5 plus 6, 7 plus 7, 9 plus 8. Okay, we have already done this until 10 terms. So I do not require these lines. So let me block this line for the time being. X equals to 5 and y equals to 6. Okay, and it will be x and y, two new variables. Okay, and 10 terms. Okay, so I do not require I anymore. Okay, let me do it directly. So int equals to sum will be the first step, and here it will be sum equals to sum plus x plus y, right? X plus y means the value of x and y both will be getting into the sum. Okay, so still I do not know the result. Okay, y6. Okay, I forgot to put a semicolon. Okay, so it should give the correct. Okay, what else? Oh, okay, I forgot to remove n. It is 10 terms. Okay, good to do some mistakes. Yeah, so 1 1 10. So I do not know what it should be, so it is 1 1 10. Okay, so I hope you are clear. If you are not, I will suggest you to go back and pause the video. Okay, and do it by do it in your own compiler. Okay. Okay, so thank you for this for watching this video. My purpose is to just prepare you for breaking the logic by your own. Okay, so if any kind of help is needed, you can reach out to me. You can comment in the comment section of this video, and you can reach out to these links, and you will be please send me your concerns, and if you face any doubt. And for exercise, you can visit our Facebook group and go to the photos, go to album. Okay, and here is one album called Coding Exercise Basic. Okay, go into that album, Coding Exercise Basic, and here you will get one chapter like for series 3.1 for series. You can solve this one. Okay, you can solve this chapter. Okay, in case of any difficulty, anything, you can reach out to me. You can send a mail, you can comment on this video section. Okay, so yeah, okay, best of luck. Bye bye.